It's about that time of year where I go ahead and flip through my finished sketchbook with you guys. So hi everyone, I'm Ward and welcome to my channel Ward Draws a Lot. This week we're going to flip through what you have and haven't seen in this current sketchbook. For reference, this is the Bailey J Cream sketchbook with the mushroom pattern on the front. It is a marker sketchbook and I love using it, and I've used it previously with the white paper. It's an awesome book for markers. It honestly shines and makes everything look fantastic when it comes to markers especially. The first few pages are always going to be test out pages because I want to see how everything works on them. This time I decided to write down what should I work on, and I put basically everything: anatomy, backgrounds, character designs, confidence with sketching, using more references, and studying more. And I did work on, I think, all of those in this sketchbook, and I'm proud of myself to say that. Am I the best at all of them? Absolutely not. You're never gonna get the best of anything over here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But here is our first page of this sketchbook. I love him so much. He's kind of just laid out on the ground, looking up at the user or whoever is looking at the page, you could say. And it honestly makes it feel like he's welcoming you into the sketchbook to kind of, I guess, look through more of it. A lot of these drawings were videos that I did over the past months. If you're somebody who, frequents my channel and watches my videos, then a lot of these will definitely look familiar to you. And if you're somebody who's completely new, then yes, most of these drawings are from my video library, as you could say. Like this drawing right here, where it was a video where I kind of show you how I go through my drawing process, how I end up coloring, and what do I do from basically left to right. And of course, in between my drawings are going to be sketches of whatever I feel like sketching, and I like drawing like cartoonishly large / fat women. Is that weird to say? I like drawing them. I like drawing big round faces and then making them, I don't know, like, it just looks so sweet to me. Like, they look cute and adorable. I don't know. I guess it's just because, I'm also a fat chick, so drawing them always makes me a little happy. I'm not gonna lie. This is when I did a video on the Eimers acrylic markers, which I ended up liking a lot, and for some reason, I cannot find them. I have looked all over this house. You guys have no idea. I looked everywhere for these damn markers. I can't find them, and it's making me mad because I've recently been wanting to use them. And I'm like, bro, I checked everywhere where I keep my art stuff, where I keep everything else, and I just can't find them. So I'm hoping that I speak it into fruition by showing you the picture that they just pop up in front of my face at some point. This was a tester page for all the supplies that I got for the drawing that I did in this next sheet right here, which was when one of my awesome subscribers / followers sent me a box of supplies that she no longer wanted and thought that it would get a lot more use with me, and I use everything in that pack till today. So I'm honestly super grateful to her for sending that to me and even thinking of me instead of like getting rid of the products or trying to do whatever with them. Super grateful for her, and I loved everything in that box, and that video was so fun to do. Here's a little sketch that I did that like kind of ended up being something, and I'll show you in a minute when we get there. But I started off with the sketch on the left, and then I was like, hey, I kind of actually like the way he looks, so I decided to take it to the right side of the page and refine it a little bit. And then from that refinery comes the drawing a little bit. But before that, I do have this spread right here that I did a video on called Turning Pinups into Fatties, because I collect pinup cards, and I really like, how beautiful these women are and their poses, but I realized that there's not a lot of body diversity within them, and since I'm pretty much on the large side, I'm pretty much large and in charge, I was like, why not take those poses and then replace them, from those beautiful thinner women to beautiful fat women. So I thought that was a fun little thing I did, and they ended up looking fantastic in my opinion. Then that drawing or little sketch that you saw from before ended up being this guy right here. You see, he's part of like a little band that I now have formed in my head. So him, that rocker from before, from that subscriber sketchbook spread that you just saw, and then eventually I'll create the other two when I get the time. But I really love the way he came out, and I I want to create more of this band when I get the time, because it's just stuck in my head, especially like I'll listen to music and be like, oh, I could picture them singing that. So yeah. These are the, you know, like those YouTube short challenges, but like I have to write them down because I'm slow. I can't just hear it and go along. I have to write it down and then come back to it. This spread right here means a lot to me because it's the character Ward. I know, I'm Ward, she's Ward, it's a whole thing, alright? I honestly don't want to get into it. If you want to watch the video to learn about all of that, you definitely can. But it was me doing the updated Ward design and how she would look like today and how myself also kind of reflects onto her. Really love her updated look. I think it gives her so much more personality. Looks super cute. I just love it. Every time I think of the current Ward in my head, this is definitely her. Next, we have a little like sketch slash partially colored in drawing of Bigby from The Wolf Among Us. I finally got to play that this year, or technically last year in October, and I really liked his character, and I kind of wanted to see if I could draw him in my style, and I think I translated him pretty well, honestly. He doesn't look too off, in my opinion. I think he looks just right in my way. This is when I did a video on using Home Depot supplies to draw, and honestly, it shows that no matter what kind of supply in your hand you have, what matters is like the skill attached. Don't get me wrong, you can have all the skill in the world, and if you have dookie art supplies, it's gonna end up dookie, but as long as you have the ambition and the will to do whatever you want to and draw with it, you can make it happen, even if it is with Home Depot art supplies, you know what I mean? Like, it's always possible. On the left, we just have some doodles and then me testing out more supplies. And on the right of the page, again, is like those YouTube short challenges that I have to write down because I can't keep up. This is a sketchbook spread that I love. I love the sketchbook spread so much. It was me, I think I didn't draw for about a week or two, like properly, and I was missing it, and I came back and was like, what's the one thing I love more than anything? That's right, booba. So I came in and I drew this character, and I was thinking about like a guy in a leotard, and he's probably like a I forgot the name, a ballerino, not a ballerina. So he's the ballerino, and I really wanted to do those poses and everything and make him look like he's stretching, and I loved his like face. Beautiful spread in my opinion, honestly. Here again we have more writing downs of the YouTube shorts. The next spread is a video that I did. Every once in a while I'll do a video where I take a sweet, or more so like a dessert, and then I turn it into a character. Because this was around November, I was thinking around how, like, you know, in Thanksgiving a lot of people eat pumpkin pie, so I decided to take the pumpkin pie and then turn that into the character. I really love how the pie came out. I think it looks like realistic enough. It looks like actually there, and the character I feel like suits him perfectly because it's just a nice combination of sweet and savory, you know what I mean? Here is my OC Nikki. At some point in every single sketchbook you will see him because, you know, I've had him for maybe more than 10, 12 years now. I don't even know the number anymore. And I love drawing him sometimes, but I don't like always doing videos on it because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like people might get bored of him or like not want to watch it as often or whatever. So I did one of him just, you know, simply, I guess, removing a shirt and, you know, I just kind of want to do something like that. Now, this one with his face, I feel like it was a little too wide, so it looked weird. No, wait, hold on. Before you continue, hold on, hear me out. There's nothing there. There's nothing there under the Ward sticker. It's just I had to do it in case YouTube sniped me. Okay, that's all I had to do. But I decided to do one of him posing like one of my French girls. You know what I mean? Like, I just really wanted to do that of him, and I think he looks like really good here, especially his face. I really like it. So yeah. Somehow I'll always try and fit in a doodle in between pages, unless, you know, I obviously don't want to, but I really like that little doodle of that face, and then me evilly rubbing my hands together. I feel like it's, you know, very much on brand. Here are two YouTube shorts that I ended up doing. The one on the left was me telling you guys how I color in stockings, because a lot of people liked how I did stockings on that Ward video, so I decided to do a short. and the one on the right is the demon OC challenge. So, you know, it's like if your shirt is this color or your hair is this color or whatever, then it makes the character. And I ended up getting this character right here, which I kind of like him, but I feel like I could have done a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Regardless, I still like that one, and I definitely love the one on the left of the girl in the stockings. Here is, it's here. This was another video I did where it was the 3 marker challenge. I used the Copic colors app. You know, it's like an app if you own Copics that you like check off which ones you have so you don't buy multiples or stuff like that. So I randomly like scrolled through it, picked the colors, or like let it land on some colors, and it gave me those 3, and then from those 3 colors I created this drawing right here. I feel like it definitely pushes you to mix colors and then try and do whatever you can with them. Here again is another like OC challenge, but it was one of those like screenshot challenges. So you screenshot the drawing at like a certain point, and then you take that screenshot and like the list of it, and then you create the character out of it. It ended up being like this kind of deer guy creature with a little mouse friend, and I really loved the way he came out. I think he looks awesome, especially the one where he's in the forest, kind of touching the tree. I feel like that gave him a little bit more background as to who he actually was. Here I'm getting, you know, a little daring, as they say, and I'm trying to like draw out perspective. I really like that backhand over there. I think that it looks like really good in particular. Everything else is fine, it's alright, you know, but that backhand I'm really proud of. I'm trying to practice more perspective and foreshortening and stuff like that, just to make things look a little bit more dynamic, because I feel like maybe my drawings could be a little boring sometimes because I do a lot of the same pose over and over again, because, you know, I'm fine with that, but maybe not everybody else is fine with that. Here I took my juicy purse and I turned it into a juicy babe. So I took the color scheme and everything, and then from the bag itself I created a character, and one of these days I'm gonna go ahead and do another bag and then see if I have something a little bit more complex of a bag with more of a design, and then put that onto a character. I love how she came out though. She looks like super sweet. Then we got this drawing right here. I originally did this for trying an Eimer's like acrylic marker video thing, and I didn't like the way it came out, so I colored the bottom one first in case this one, you know, got messed up. And I'm so glad I did, because those markers was not working with me too well. So I saved him, and as a result, as you can see on the left here, I drew myself looking at him, trying to raise him up, going like, damn, shawty, you like fat bitches. But yes, of course, I couldn't resist doing so. Here is also from those Eimer's acrylic painters, and I ended up just deciding that the best way to use them truly is just doodles in your sketchbook or doodles in like a notebook or whatever. They're, I feel like, not built for massive drawings, but you could get use out of them for sure. On the right is just, of course, some doodles as per usual. Sketching in this sketchbook is like, it's not the best, I'm gonna be honest, because there's no tooth to the paper. It's still good paper, it's great, especially for like ink, anything with ink in it, but pencil sketches are kind of a little iffy sometimes, for me personally. Here I did some pen drawings of like poses I had in my phone. A lot of the time I like screenshot like poses from clothing brands, and then I take them and I doodle them out. On the right is just what I came up from my imagination. I always end up doing something like this at some point in a lot of my sketchbooks, and I really like him. I feel like it's different from what I usually do, so I like that. Sometimes sketching some things out in pen really bring out a different side of your art. This is the pre-drawing of what I was supposed to do here, because I was trying to do something along the lines of it, but it didn't work out, so I just restarted it, and then it became this sketchbook spread right here. I really like it. I think it's super cute, especially like the colors are really nice. But the longer I look at it, the more like anatomical mistakes I see, so I try not to stare too hard at it, especially on the left side. The right side's super cute though. The little hug between them, the kisses on the face, beautiful. Here is a sketchbook spread of me using that one book. it was like an anatomy book. I'll put it up on the screen because I can't remember it right now. But I was like practicing how to do like anatomy because I wanted to get better at it, and I'm still wanting to get better. But I definitely feel like I've become a little bit more conscious of how I do things anatomically now because of studying all the forms and everything. Now, there's like a certain place that pencil sketching brings me. It like, for some reason it's very homey, and I think it's because I spent a large majority of my art life only using pencil, so using them always just brings out something in me that like feels really creative and like unstoppable. It's just something so simple about a pencil and paper that just like honestly can blow your mind about what you could do with it, and I love sketching with it more than anything. Here we have more pen sketches in between pages. A lot of the time in between pages, like especially in this sketchbook, if you color on them, then it shows up on the back side of the page, as you can see here. So I can't really make like a whole drawing, so I end up just doodling. Here I doodled like a weird ass face to the left, don't worry about that. But I did doodle a lot of these lips right here because I love drawing lips and they look super nice. So yeah, I always enjoy doing stuff like that. Here we have another video I did where I discuss the psychology of the color red with you guys and then create a person or a character out of them. So the traits that red gives psychologically are put into this character right here, and I definitely feels he gives off that like red vibe where it's very large and in charge, or very like dominant personality and very kind of like, you could see intense, so I feel like he definitely suits that very much, and I like that about him. Here in the sketchbook at some point I started taking sticky notes and then like putting them across the page and drawing on them, and you can see this one says 411, but the further down the sketchbook you go, the earlier the date will be, because like I only started doing this, you know, recently, and I would work backwards for some weird reason. But yeah, my favorite of the sticky notes here is probably the gold bangle on the bottom right. It looks so nice. I love it a lot. I do like the lips and the bubble as well, but I realized how much fun it is truly to just draw with sticky notes. I like it a lot. These were two drawings that I did for YouTube Shorts. A lot of the time, what I like about Shorts is all you need to do is like a portrait, something simple to like show the people how you draw and what your process is. And it's always nice seeing the reactions of some people, because for the girl on the bottom right, somebody mentioned that they were afraid when I went in with such a dark skin tone that it wouldn't show up for the shading, but it did. So yeah, I'm glad to see what people think about it sometimes. Here is a sketch of a character that I didn't want to color for some reason. I just wanted to leave him as a sketch. He looks like super cute. He's got like a really mischievous face on him, and I really like him for that. The smaller drawing on the right, don't worry, there's nothing there either. Again, I'm just doing it in case YouTube snipes me, but the pose is a little bit more provocative than, you know, regular. So I had to do what I had to do there. This is probably my favorite sketchbook spread of this sketchbook. It's where I did a double spread on a character I made called the Cloud King, and basically I went into kind of some detail about who he is, what his character does, what his powers are, stuff like that. And I really wanted to just flush this character out and kind of show it what kind of person he is. And eventually I'm going to get to write the entire universe. What I was thinking is making like a Google Doc, right? And then like writing up the story, and then you guys could go in and read that story. But the problem is I never have time. But I really want to sit down and write it because I already have a lot of stuff in my head about the character, his parents, and the characters outside of him. I really like this spread right here because I wanted to make it look like he's physically moving the clouds with his hands, and I think that it looks really cool. And eventually when I get the time and skill, I want to animate it, but that's going to be in a long time. So don't expect that soon. Here I went ahead and compiled a lot of sticky notes together and then drew on them. Usually it starts off smaller, like with the eye, and then I want to like expand on it, and then I like go out more and go ahead and fill it in. I really like the one on the left. The one on the right is, yeah, I don't know about that one, but the one on the left I do like a little bit more, and I really enjoy using these sticky notes, and I have to take them down afterwards as well, or else they just fall out, and I don't want that to happen. This spread is when I went ahead and it was around Valentine's Day, and what I did was I wanted to look up, you know, about Cupid, but then I found out like there was way more than I expected, and I ended up drawing Cupid's brother, which was, I forgot his name. Damn, I forgot his name. What the hell was his name? Alright, I looked it up. It's Anteros. So I drew his brother Anteros, and I kind of did my take on him, and I really love the way he came out. Super cute. Now, rarely do I just abandon a spread, like truly, but I did that here. I like the character on the left a lot. I feel like he's flushed out. I did go back and forth on whether I did or did not like him, but after a while I was like, you know what? He really isn't that bad. The character on the right, though, I feel like I wasn't doing enough justice for the character, and it just didn't look right, and eventually, like, as I was drawing him in, I put that do-rag on his head, and then he inspired me to go ahead and do this sketchbook spread right here, where I took this character and took inspiration from some certain outfits, and really just the inspiration of the do-rag itself, using it, and honestly, I love the way he looks. He looks like super suave. I think everything about him is super nice, but when I was coloring in this spread, I was realizing how, like, a lot of my drawings didn't look like they have enough life in them because the colors I used in the skin. So from here, I started practicing, like, skin tones more. Here's another 2 post-it spreads right here. I really like these post-its right here. They're just really nice, especially the one on the left. Her expression looks like pissy, like she looks angry, but at the same time, like, it's still soft, which is pretty, I feel like, difficult to do, especially for me, because like expressions are very hard to learn, and I'm trying to learn as many things as I can, but like there's just too much, guys. It's just too damn much. Here is where I decided that I want to practice using different kinds of colors within skin to make it look a little bit more lively and not so flat. So I colored the skin with, you know, what I usually do, but then I went over it in certain spots with aqua, with like a reddish pink, not purple, and then like I would mix them together to create a more lively purple for the drawing. And I really love everything here, from the hair to the skin. It just looks so lively, you could say. So I definitely continued using that technique onwards. Here we have more sticky notes. I'm pretty sure the one on the left is the original use of the sticky notes, and I got better with each attempt, and the one on the bottom right of the left page looks the best to me. On the right page as well, I did some doodles there, and that's on maybe about 2 or 3 weeks later. I really like the mouse. As per usual, I gotta have a mouse somewhere in the book. Here is where I decided to practice the skin tones and the undertones like I did before, how I was talking about. The one on the left, I did more of a bluish green for the shading. Really love how that looks. And for the guy on the right, I did more of like a pinkish reddish color or hue for his skin tone, because I want to try and see what can and can't match certain skin tones, and then what I could play around with, definitely to just practice that more often, and eventually I'll get the hang of it and become really comfortable with it. Here is when I did a old sketchbook tour, and I had you guys vote on which character you wanted me to redraw, and it ended up being blue-haired girl. Love the way she came out, love how she has a lot more personality here. The way her hair swoops down on the left drawing, I love it. Like, beautiful. In my head, that's like incredible, you know. I always feel like I'm tooting my own horn, but I just really love my own art. It's not in a sense of trying to be like a douchebag. It's always in a sense of appreciation for myself, because I've grown as an artist and I can love my own work, you know what I mean? So please don't think I'm a douchebag. I really just love my artwork, and it's in a sense of happiness, not in a sense of being a douche. Here is a drawing that I did recently trying to learn leather, and man, it was a struggle. The page on the right was like the test page. The colors that I took from like a Copic how to draw book, it was just a mess. So after that, I was like, you know, screw all this. I'm gonna just do my own thing. So I went ahead and looked up images online, and then I just kind of studied those images and used those instead, and I think it came out way better. Here is some Smiling Friends. I love the show a lot. I've drawn their characters a bunch of times, and I always love going back to it and rewatching it. This is Charlie. It's a screen grab from the newer season that's coming out, and I just really like the way he looked in the maid outfit. So I drew him, and then I drew on the left is like post-its of his like little expressions. I really love the one on the upper left corner, his smile. I love it so much. Then after that, I was like, dang, I kind of want to draw Pim. So I drew Cowboy Pim because I've never drawn him before, and I really like the way he looks. Then I did, just like with Charlie, little sticky notes on the side of his expressions. The one where his mouth is open and he's looking upwards is always like a classic Pim, classic Pim expression. So I love doing that sometimes, just doing their expressions. And yeah, that's basically, I feel like, the entire sketchbook at this point. And here's the little sticky note of myself at the end that says "Yay, done." It took me a while to get through this sketchbook, like it does for, you know, every sketchbook. I always feel like taking my time is the best for me, because the way life is thrown at me sometimes, I don't have time to draw like every day or be consistent. But that's why the sketchbook is there. It's ready to use for when I want it to be used. And genuinely, if a lot of you have followed me through this journey of this sketchbook, thank you. I appreciate that you took the time to watch the videos and the content that I make and like the drawings that I do. So yeah, I'm gonna start a new sketchbook next week, and of course I'm gonna do that on video, and I hope you guys are there for that journey as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and remember, I love you. Bye.